So the first problem is the following. X squared plus 15x plus 50. And we want to get it into the form x plus a times x plus b. So the first rule is to find a and b such that a times b is equal to 50. And then the second rule is that a plus b must equal 15. Here, 50 is the third term in the equation and 15 is the second term. Okay, so when we're doing a problem like this, what we can do is set up a table like this. And we'll label the left side as m, so this is for the multiplication, so rule number 1. And then the right side will be called add, and this will be for rule number 2. So this is what I mean. So first, let's just look at the factors of 50. 1 times 50, 2 times 25, and 5 times 10. And then in order for one of these sets of factors to be our solution, they have to add to 15. So let's just add them. So 1 and 50 is 51. 2 and 25 is 27. 5 and 10 is 15. So you can see here that we have found our solution. A and B multiply to 50 and add to 15. So our final answer would be x plus 5 times x plus 10. So this next problem, we're going to do x squared minus 8x plus 15. So rule number 1, the two terms, a and b, need to multiply to 15. And second, a plus b needs to add to negative 8. So let's go ahead and just make our table and break down the factors of 15. So 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. And if we add them, we get 16 and 8. We can see that actually neither of these meet our requirement of the two terms adding to negative 8. But these aren't our only factors of positive 15. We also have negative 1 and negative 15 because the multiplication of two negative numbers is a positive. And negative 3 and negative 5. If we add these together, we get negative 16 and negative 8. You can see here that this solution meets our requirements. And so we can write our final answer as x minus 3 times x minus 5. Problem 3 will be x squared minus 6x minus 16. Rule number 1, a times b has to multiply to negative 16. Rule number 2 is a plus b has to add to negative 6. So we make our table and we list out the factors of negative 16. So that can be negative 1 times 16, negative 2 times 8, and negative 4 times 4. And we add 15, 6, and 0. So you see, well, none of these actually meet our rule. But to get a negative number, the other number could be negative instead of what we have. Like, for example, instead of negative 1 times 16, we can have 1 times negative 16. So we'll take all of our factors and make the opposite number the negative option. And then we'll add. And we see that we have found a perfect match. So the answer would be x plus 2 times x minus 8. For problem number 4, we're going to do x squared minus 64. So in this case, our a times b has to equal negative 64. And now we actually don't have a second term. We don't have a x term to the power of 1. So in this case, actually, a plus b will just equal 0. And you can kind of think about it, we could rewrite this equation as 0x. And so a plus b is going to add to 0. So now let's make our table. Factors of negative 64. negative 1 times 64, negative 2 times 32, negative 4 times 16, and negative 8 times 8. And then we're going to add them. 63, 30, 12, and 0. We see here that we have found a solution. So we can write our answer as x minus 8 times x plus 8. Problem 5 is going to be 2x squared plus 24x plus 64. And what you should notice here is that, well, actually, we can pull out a common 2 from each of the three terms. So before you begin, you want to rewrite your equation with the 2 pulled out, as so. And then this is what we will factor. So the first rule is going to be that a times b equals 32, and the second rule is going to be that a plus b equals 12. So we go over here. See our factors of positive 32 are 1 and 32, 2 and 16, and 4 and 8. And then we add, we'll get 33, 18, and 12. We see here that we have found a solution. So our answer will be written as 2 times our polynomial that we have factored. So x plus 4 and x plus 8. Problem number 6 will be 12x squared minus 12y squared. So first thing that we'll notice here is that we can pull out a 12 as a common factor. So we're going to rewrite this as 12 times x squared minus y squared. And now this y squared might look a little weird, but what we can do is just kind of rewrite this like we did the previous problem in the form of 12 times x squared plus 0x minus y squared. So you can see that 0x term. And so our rule here will be that a times b has to equal our third term, negative y squared. Yeah, it's not a number, but it's still a third term. And we're missing the middle x term, so a plus b will equal to 0. So here we'll go ahead and make our multiplication and addition table. So we need two numbers that equal to y squared. So actually, the two factors would be negative y times positive y, or positive y times negative y. And if we add them, both of these options actually equal to 0. You can see that they're equal. Doesn't matter which term is negative first in multiplication, so we can just pick one. And then we can write our final solution as 12 times x plus y, x minus y. That there is our final answer.